Hey, and welcome to another series here on Arguing Art. We're getting all sorts of content aren't we?
Mm-hmm. Indeed
Yes.
we are.
And pretty soon I won't be stumbling over my words, too. My name is Michael Luke. Of course, you know that. I am a graffiti artist in the Midwest area, and alongside is my partner in crime, Adam Sterner,
Hello.
philosophy extraordinaire. This series is going to be covering, what exactly? This is his series, so...
Okay. On this episode, we're going to preview our new series on faulty arguments, or things that seem like they're a solid argument, but actually aren't.
So like the pitfalls of an argument, right?
Pitfalls of an argument.
Very cool. We'll be right back after this. So we've covered the foundations of arguments, and we covered the principles of art, or the principles. Yep. What the series that you want to do on the pitfalls of arguments? Like, why is it important for us to know the pitfalls?
The reason you need to know the pitfalls of an argument is having a foundation in what actually doesn't work and what doesn't qualify as a valid argument really helps you to understand what does qualify as a valid argument. And knowing what you're doing wrong helps you understand what you're doing right. And it also helps you when you're counter-arguing against someone else to understand if their argument is valid or not. Because some of these are a little deceptive, and they can actually seem like a valid argument, even though in reality you're doing something else entirely.
Yep. So it kind of helps us get on sort of the same wavelength as far as, kind of like we talked with the principles of art. If you know the vocabulary that is commonly used, it's easier to try and express your issue with that argument too, right?
Yes, exactly.
So now you can say
someone presents an argument to you that you don't feel is valid and you don't know how to express why. It's a lot harder to explain to that person that, well, in fact, they should look at it this way. But if you look at it and you know for sure that, okay, this is not a valid argument because they set it up in this particular structure, well, then you can present that. It helps you with your counter-argument, and it helps you primarily get to the point of philosophy overall, seeking the truth, getting down to the is of what is.
I like that, the is of what is.
Yes.
I dig it. I suppose it all depends on how you define is.
Yes. Nice reference, Michael.
So, in this series, we've got 4 different sections that we're going to cover, right?
Yes, we have 4 different sections, and then at the end of it, we're going to introduce a new regular series on one of the kind of false arguments that's probably the most fun to discuss.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the fallacy series.
The fallacy series.
I just kind of like to say fallacy. It makes me feel dirty.
It's a fun word.
Yeah, it is.
I can see exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll get down to the is of what is on this too. Our first one that we're going to discuss is inductive arguments. Now, we previously discussed in our first video what deductive arguments are, or the actual foundation of what a good argument is, and we'll cover what an inductive argument is. It's just a different type.
It's a type of logic, right?
It's a type of logic. Doesn't work as well toward moving to an argument. Then we'll cover the difference between an argument and an explanation, because they're very similar things, but they have a different purpose, and they're, again, a different thing.
Yep.
We will talk about what happens that can cause your argument to be defeasible, and that's a new vocab term for us. And
I feel like when you say like a new like defeasible, we should put like a little star with a sign, because it's a new vocab term.
New vocab term?
It's like
ding,
defeasible.
And
defeasible.
Then we will also discuss an elliptical argument, which is very dangerous if you're trying to come out with the truth.
That's true. It also can be dangerous in the gym, those ellipticals.
Yes. But they're good for the knees.
That's true.
Or
That's
so
true.
Well, actually, so I know. And then we'll get to our new series, The Fallacy.
Yes. Well, that's all coming up here on Arguing Art. Make sure to be checking back. Want to thank you for joining us on this preview episode. Comment, leave notes, anything. Let us know that you checked us out. I always want to hear from you guys. You can, if you're watching this on something like Vimeo or YouTube, come to arguingart.com. that's where the meat of the content is. There'll be articles, there's commentary, there's users. I mean, that's where the bulk of it is. So
discussions,
check it out.
eventually
Exactly.
challenges.
Challenges, yes. We got some good ideas
In the works.
in the works. For Adam Sterner, Micah Luke, this is Arguing Art, and thank you for joining us.